when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, I want to see where you two guys are in terms of the government's role or lack thereof on this issue. James, when you think of DEI, of course, we know what the Supreme Court ruled in terms of admissions, but the extended policy now of eradicating it everywhere in favor of a meritocracy, do you believe that that's the trade that's being made?
I don't know what the trade is being made, but I'll tell you something, I'm 80 years old. I worked one time in government. I worked for the city of Baton Rouge in 1980, and there was not a single black fireman. So you're going to say, gee, let's just let everybody go and get the more meritorious person, and then we'll hire one every year, and by 1990, we might have 10 black firemen. Or do you say, you know what, we're going to go out and adjust for this? All right? So anything you do, you can take to an extreme. But you know who really likes DEI? The United States Military Academy, the United States Naval Academy, the United States Air Force Academy, the United States Coast Guard Academy, because they know that you have to have broad-based leadership in the armed forces. And they specifically said, we want to have these programs, and they still have these programs. But like anything else, you can overuse something, you can use it for nefarious persons. But do I think that a diverse workforce is a good thing? Yeah, I do. I do. And I think there have been certain inequities in our society that are still trying to resolve themselves out. And if we can do some things, not go crazy, but we can do some things to help resolve this, I think it's a good idea. I think corporate boards that are diverse can better serve the customer base that they have. All right, when I fly on Delta Airlines, you know, the people that fly on there, the flight attendants, I mean, they're all different ethnic groups, different races, and that's great. And the Delta board should have some reflection of that. Not the idea that you give everybody some SAT tests, and then you say, well, gee, that's just where it is. But I think diversity, if properly done, is a very important tool in the United States, and I think it should be done.
So, Steve, when you hear what James says, what lands, what misses?
I think it all sounds and feels great, but this is the problem. It's all about feeling. That was a sop thrown to people. You want strength in the minority and black and Hispanic community. Let's get high value-added jobs back here. 10 million illegal aliens were allowed in this country to drive down wages of blacks and Hispanics. The Federal Reserve is very open about that. Wall Street bragged about it. That's the biggest thing that's affecting black and Hispanic lower income families right now. What President Trump's trying to do is level the playing field, get wages back up. This entire reorganizing the global trade system is to bring high value added manufacturing jobs back here, not these service jobs, manufacturing jobs. So you can have a healthy middle class, but more importantly, a healthy working class with high paying jobs. And by the way, so that's where Trump's focused. The DEI,
Steve.
Hang on. This is what Wall Street and the corporate America always do. They throw you some sop. That's a shiny pony to divert your attention of how they're screwing the working class and middle class in this country every day.
It's two different, and as President Trump just said, did you hear his interview here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's two different things. Yes, you want to provide as much opportunity for Americans to make as much money as they can, and manufacturing will do that. But you dodged the question, Steve, about preference. See, I'm fine with diversity. Okay, I agree with Carville on diversity. It's a strength. And I'm fine with inclusion. I think everybody should have an equal pathway to pursue happiness. I hate equity, because equity then favors one group or gender over another. Donald Trump, the president, was very clear on NewsNation tonight that he does not want that. That if you are going to be admitted to a school or be accepted for a job, you do it on merit, not on gender or skin color. What do you think about that? Are you for that?
I agree with him. I agree with him 100%.
All right, Stephen.
100%. 100%. And he saw also, but hang on, he also went out of his ways to make sure the historic black colleges and universities were well financed and had sound financial footing. Right? So people get opportunities and get access to college. If they can't get into these other colleges, they get in college. Some of those are some of the greatest. Hampton Institute in my home state of Virginia is one of the finest colleges in the country. Right? President Trump has gone out of his way to do that. President Trump is somebody for every American. It's about being an American citizen, and he's fighting for that every day.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.